Hey guys, how are we doing? It's iCrumber again. We're just going to crack on now into Sector 5 of this run. I didn't record voice while I was playing Sector 4 because I had other things going on in the background. But we'll see how this goes. I thought I was actually probably playing a bit better when I wasn't trying to speak and think at the same time. Obviously I don't have brain capacity for both. But yeah, so we've got our ship here. We're now fully staffed. Got our rock in piloting. Just getting trained up there for the additional percentage points. I made a tough decision with regards to Charlie. I got him with a shield, with his shield already one stage trained, and got rid of the pilot I had been using, who was fully trained on piloting, but only just gone to shields. So you know, it was just to make my ship as best I could at that point in time, and screwed up a little bit in that last beacon because we got overtaken by the rebel fleet, got nothing out of our extra 2 jumps, and then took 6 damage in that fight, so less than ideal really, but what are you going to do? And then we've got a store that I can hop to get some repairs, but I'm going to need a little bit more scrap before I do that. So here we are, rebel controlled sector, so Sector 5. And yeah, there may not be too many stores here, so I'm going to make these 2 jumps and then hit that store. These interesting events are going to get boarded. That was an interesting choice for them, wasn't it? Burst those 2, so that's 3, and that was lucky. Hopefully would have slowed the charge of that missile there. Oh, or not. He got it powered back up quick enough. So, put power onto my engines and pray is about all I can do. Praying worked. There we go. So I'm just going to get our mantis to kill this guy before that missile can launch again. There we go, lucky. So you can see there, I took the decision to actually send my mantises away, even though we had 3 boarders onto this ship, because they'd all come into this airlock. I was happy to actually send my boarding team on board anyway to speed the defeat overall of the crew and stop them firing that missile too many times. Just a bit of a strategy to try and limit the damage they were going to do me. And got a fair amount of scrap out of that. So you can see here I can actually take on this beacon as well before I go back to the store. He's going to hack me. He's got a relatively weak laser. He's only hacking my doors. He's got a bomb weapon. I'm going to get my NG out of the doors system because he's probably going to have to do some system repairing shortly. Oh, there we go. We're going to have fires on board the O2 system here. I'm just wondering if this is actually the best thing to do. I think I may actually send people in to fight this fire. Because if I can put it out quick enough, it might not destroy my O2 and cost me a point. There we go, so I've got my NG out. Mantis back in there just to man those engines up and get my dodge bonus as quickly as possible. Alright, stop wasting time. There we go. That's not too bad in the end. You see, I'm scoring a lot of misses here, so I'm going to now target piloting and bring that down a little bit. A miss with the fireball. There we go. So now back to fully trained pilot and engine flying. Got a 40% evade, which is great. And I didn't bother healing those guys up. Oh, nothing useful from the session. I didn't bother healing those guys up until the end of the fight because there wasn't really a lot of value in it. They, you know, they'd taken a little bit of damage. They weren't going to die even if a bomb hit them directly. And I wanted them there earning experience and doing their job. Head back up towards this shop. Oh, a free bit of scrap. And into the store. Let's see what we've got here. Cloaking, interesting. Okay, there's none of these augments that I'm particularly interested in for my ship's loadout. However, what we do have is cloaking, and it's so useful that I'm going to buy it. But I'm not going to sell my long-range scanners yet. I'm just going to make do with the amount of repairs I've afforded there. I don't want to sell anything else in my loadout at this stage. I really need to get on with upgrading my ship a little bit more, getting a bit more power in there. So we'll carry on and see how that goes. That's a pulsar, which are painful to deal with in general. Here we go. There's a ship with a good loadout. It's got a combat drone which will take one shield down. It's got a double laser which will take two, and another heavy laser. There's potential here for this ship to be quite damaging, really. So I'm actually going to put auto fire on. Keep my burst lasers synced up. And get these levels up. And I now have my shield, which could come in handy. Sorry, my cloaking, which could come in handy. You know, if my shields start going down, I can pop my cloak, hide for a little bit, and let everything reset. Yeah, so fights like this really are just about balancing your ship's capability against the enemy ship's capability, and although this ship does have a pretty scary weapon loadout, and if things start going wrong it could actually do me a lot of damage here. The fact is, with 3 shields and enough dodge, you know, I can keep an eye on the situation and actually manage the damage I'm taking through this fight until I'm in a position to really destroy the destroy that ship there. So if we try and hack it, we could either advance the rebel fleet or delay it here, so it's a bit double or quits. Oh, there we go, we've delayed it. Handy. Got a distress beacon here. Ion nebula, distress beacon. Again, here I am just trying to plan my run into the end, work out how many jumps I've got. and I will just jump into the nebula. A cloaked enemy ship. And again, this guy's got a relatively potent weapon setup. What I'm going to do is cloak his burst of fire. There we go, we've prevented him cloaking again. Oh, that is painful. So he's just going to eye on my weapons, which is helpful. Not a lot I can do, apart from sit here for 20 seconds and wait it out, and hope he doesn't decide to start jumping away, although I did at least damage his piloting in that first volley. Yeah, I'd rather you eye on empty rooms, really. Let's get this back online and so I'm expecting him to actually cloak shortly, because as soon as that cloak repaired, he would have gone straight back into cloak, because it would have cycled, but he didn't get the opportunity to do it. Got a bit of fuel out of that, which is useful, because we are starting to run a little bit low. Got a distress beacon here. I'm not sure what's going on in that one, so I'm going to avoid that. I'm just trying to work out now, so we've got probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps before the exit beacon gets overtaken, so I think we'll try and go for this route here unless things look different after I've done this distress beacon. Power is a problem for us at the moment, so I'm just going to buy a couple more bars of power so I can actually run systems. You know, I've got teleporter, cloak now, and I need to get all of these things up and running to give myself the best chance. Where's Williams? Right, let's crack on. Sadly, with 6 fuel on board, I'm in no position to give them fuel. You can see I've gone from being very fuel rich earlier on to not so fuel rich now. 3. So you can see here I've got the option. I think we've probably got 3 jumps, which will be these 3 here before we get out to the exit. And if I had slightly stronger hull at this point, I'd probably be thinking, well, can I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and out to the exit, knowing that it's going to get overtaken. But with this amount of hull and with the potential for damage and the fact I already took damage last round for doing that, I'm going to avoid that this time. So we've got an asteroid field and a ship detected, so let's give this a go. Long range scanners are really helpful for just letting you know what you're getting into. This helpful chap slowly destroying our weapon systems. Lucky there, I should have cloaked that, but didn't. And you can see what I did there was just wait till the last minute to send my NG in to actually fight him. I sent the NG in because he was going to do the guy least damage. If I send my mantises in, he's going to take a lot of damage on just from fighting my own crew, which isn't really what you want. And again, I'm now in a position where I'm wondering whether we've got 3 jumps here or 2. And I'm pretty sure we do actually only have 2. It's very tempting though, you know, because I've got a good number of jumps I can make here. 1, 2, 3, 4. If fact, I think we've got to go this way and try and capitalise. Make up as much scrap and bounty as we can. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jumps we can make here potentially. And I've got enough fuel to get out at least. Okay, so here we have a ship that can't harm us, but does have a weapons, a med bay. Let's see if we can get a shot through to do some damage. So really here what I'm going to try and do is help my mantises out a little bit by damaging their crew in their rooms with my burst laser. There we go. And get all their dudes nicely slaughtered and get some fuel out of it. One, two, three. So I can definitely make these 4 jumps. 1, 2, 3, because by the time I'm at those stations, the rebel fleet will only be about here, and then I can jump back out to the exit. In fact, I could probably make this one as well. 1, 2, 3, and a bit. It's a bit too risky that, because this beacon could get overtaken before I get there, so I'm going to just go this way. But before I do that, I am going to spend a bit of money making my ship a little bit more robust. That'll do for now, just in case we do hit a store and I could buy some repairs. One of these could be a store. Actually no, it couldn't, because we've already uncovered it. But, well, there we go. So here I'm going to be, I'm mainly worried about this missile, which looks like a big hitter, and so I'll be trying to take that out, and I'll also use my cloak to avoid its first fire. There we go, we've managed to take that down, so I'm just going to cloak to avoid the bomb instead. There we go, we've effectively neutered that ship, so we can now just focus fire on the shields and finish it off. So you can see, I mean, you know, obviously I made the choice in the last sector. I had that second burst laser in the shop and decided to go for it and buy it. Pairs of weapons are pretty much universally good in FTL. They stay synced, they work really well together, and do a lot of damage. Burst laser 2s are devastating together. If you get 4 of them together, you walk the entire game. It's ridiculously overpowered. But even just a pair of them goes through, you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to go through 4 shields. And if you can get a beam weapon alongside it that will obviously never miss after that, you've got a really powerful weapon loadout. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I can't take this one in. 1, 2. Possibly could actually, but I'm not going to take that much risk. I don't want to fight 2 sets of rebels. Reactor for, well, we've got to spend 30 to upgrade the reactor at the minute, haven't we? So that's not a bad deal. We'll take that. horribly beweaponed but completely shieldless drone. Cloak the heavy iron just because I don't really want to lose one layer of my shields. I'm pretty sure actually that this ship can't damage me, but I don't want to take that risk really. Oh, timing just wrong there. It's one of the dangers of auto fire is, you know, you get lazy and things like that can happen, but realistically, against this enemy it's not actually going to matter too much. So you can see having this hybrid sort of, you know, having at least the ability to fight auto scouts has come in very, very handy in this ship and in this run. You see, I think I probably could have had that additional beacon there, couldn't I? And made it out before that got overtaken. But like I said, I just didn't want to take that risk. No, we certainly don't need the ship's data score, so we can just get 22 free scrap out of this, which I think is what we'll do. So we've got relatively decent layout. I can actually power up my Artemis as well here. And then it's a choice, and because we're about to do a runner from the sector, I'm going to actually upgrade my engines for that faster FTL charge. And here I am at the end of Sector 5, I've actually got enough shield and engines to win the game quite happily really, as well as you know, decent other systems, cloaking, teleporter, so I've consolidated the ship pretty well here. And I'm pretty happy with it, provided we can make it out of Sector 5 without getting blown to pieces by an ASB and an overpowered enemy ship. So let's give that a go. So there we go, 2 missile weapons. Orders. Bring him up. And we'll see what we want to do, because one missile incoming, another missile incoming, and I'm actually going to cloak those 2 missiles. We still have the ASB coming. Take the Artemis off of auto fire. You know, I'm not too interested in. Okay, got lucky and missed the ASB, and we're ready to jump away. So let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. All right, join me for Sector 6. Let's see what we're going to do. Oh, we've got NG homeworlds or rock homeworlds. I'm going to be boring and take the NGs, I think. Go for those last 2 good sectors into the home run in, rather than hostile ones. But I'll sit and think about that decision. You can join me for Sector 6 and we'll make that decision as we go. So join me then.